Well, as you can see, I'm back in the hole again. Little update here. Making some progress here. I brought in a bigger size pickaxe, so now I'm actually can make some real progress here. Run into a few snags here. This thing I am standing on right here. You know what it is? It is a magical sexstone, also known as fucking rock. And it is very, very big, and if it's so big I can't get it out of here, then I might have to make this like the platform for like my stove or something later down the road. Who knows? Or the base for like my countertop or something. I don't know. Time will tell. But enough talking. Back to work, I guess. It's coming along though.
One eternity later.
Basically, I'm at a point where I'm pretty much, I think I'm at the depth I might go a little bit deeper, but just to like level things out and stuff like that. I have a giant boulder over here that I can't really dig around or break or anything like that unless I somehow got like a hammer drill up here and some of that like expandable stone breaking stuff, or some feathers and wedges, which I don't have. And like I said at the beginning of this project, I do not want to spend money on this, so I'm just gonna try to incorporate it into the build now and just leave it as it is. Who knows? It might be where I put the wood stove or something like that, or where I make my fireplace and all that kind of stuff, or I don't know, maybe that'll be a table. a seat or something. But anyway, now I've also finished my sawhorse over here, trapper sawhorse. Basically, it's just a simple rack that allows me to put logs up here, and they hold nice in place, and the V shape allows them, they won't move on me or twist, so I can saw nice chunks of wood at the measurement, be more accurate and things like that. I have not finished my shaving horse yet, just because I need to find a better thing to finish the legs and the pins and all that stuff, just because that tool that I bought from Amazon broke. So that's about the rundown so far. But I think what I'm going to start doing now is looking for dead standing trees that are nice and straight, already dead. And if they're standing, that just means that they're already dried out on the inside, and they're most likely not to have rot in them. So it just makes, a lot easier. As well as this is a forest where I don't really want to cut anything alive. So if I can find stuff that's already dead and still standing, that would be the best. If I can just find a bunch of dead stuff that isn't rotten, that's on the ground, then that works too. But yeah, stick around. This right here is a perfect example of the kinds of trees that I'm looking for. Stuff that's already been, blown over, but it's still standing upright a little bit, so the bugs and stuff haven't gotten to it on the ground. So this is going to be much, much better to work with. It's going to be already dry. What's also nice about this tree is that there's, as you can see, very few branches on it, so that doesn't mean much limbing for me. But yeah, let's cut this baby down the rest of the way.
Much, much, much later.
One of my 4 posts to start this bad boy off. As you can see, I just got done getting it skinned, and the point relatively, pointed. So now I just got to do this 3 more times, and then I don't know how many more logs I'm going to have to probably skin for this whole thing. Alright guys, so now I've got up to a point in this build where I basically decided, instead of trying to break up this rock here, I'm going to use it as the platform for my little wood stove. That'll be right here. So basically what I'm going to do is dig this back a little bit and start cobbling the chimney together back behind here. Which is great news for a couple of reasons. One, I get to use some of these nice big stones, including this sucker right here. And also, I think I might even get to use that sandbag right here next to it. Reuse that somewhere else. Probably more towards the entranceway. Kind of sucks that I got to rearrange some rocks, but good news though is just that, I've made a firm decision on this part of the build. I brought about a half a bag of mortar with me today. I just had that at home sitting around. At some point I do want to try and make my own, like, mortar / concrete. Pretty simple recipe, same thing, Egyptians and all those kinds of people, primitive people, have used for, thousands of years. It's just wood, ash, sand, and clay. Which I got plenty of clay in this hole, you know, so that's part of the reason why I saved some of that clay on a tarp back behind me, just so that way I can sift through it. Then once at some point I get a little fire going, I can put some wood ash in there, and then I don't know where I'm going to find some sand around here. I want to try to find some. If I can't, then I might have to bring in a 50-pound bag of that, but yeah, time will tell. Stick around. Okay, so I basically have what is going to be my fire pit assembled already here. Obviously the chimney is going to go up much more, but I didn't bring that much mortar with me, so I basically assembled it all together so I know how it's going to piece together, and then I'm going to take it all apart and remember which pieces go where, and then mix up some mortar and get to work. Okay everybody, I got the mortar here mixed up, and so I'm going to start piecing together my fireplace. Get started going up, and then once I'm up to here, then I'll probably start, or when I run out of mortar, then I'll get working on something else, but yep.
Very boring minutes later.
Well, this is as far as I got today on the chimney with just one bag of mortar. Didn't come out half bad. I'm going to see how it sets, and yeah, we'll go from there. I'm not sure if for the rest of the chimney I'm going to bring any more mortar in. I really don't want to. Those are very heavy bags, and that is a very steep hill to get up here. Yeah, I'm going to see if I'm going to try and make some like homemade cement. Basically. Still got to smooth some of this out once it sets a little bit. But yeah, going up pretty good, pretty good. So here's what I've got done today. I Came back today and I just checked out my fireplace. That's set pretty nicely. Still got a ways to go on the chimney and all that stuff there, but got the 4 main posts up. They're not perfectly straight or square at the moment. I'm still missing one piece over here. Once that happens, then I can really get the top square done and then just start using some braces to kind of square the whole thing up while I start going up with the logs on the sides. Then after I get the logs up, start backfilling with more rocks and stuff like that, just to kind of keep pressure on the whole thing from all 4 sides. That'll keep it much more structurally stable until eventually the whole thing will cave in. That's years down the road, hopefully. But yeah, I think that's pretty much what I'm going to be done with today. I might get 1 or 2 more logs processed, just because if I do a couple logs every single time I come out here, then it won't be as difficult versus, you know, wait until I'm ready for the logs and then have to harvest all of them at once, which kind of sucks. Welcome back, everybody. It is Saturday morning. Actually, it might be almost noon by now, but I've been working for a couple hours here. As you can see, I've gotten quite a bit more done on the framework kind of stuff. For all of these top roof logs, what I'm doing is I'm splitting all of them in half. So basically 1 log turns into 2 boards for the roof. So I don't have to spend as much time cutting logs for this. I would like to do the same for the sides, but I don't know, just based on the spacing that's on the sides. It'd be probably almost better if I do like what I'm doing down here and I just put out a notch so that way the log falls behind it, but at the same time it keeps it nice and tight between the 2. But yeah, baby's coming right along, man. Can't wait to see what the finished product looks like for sure. My homemade mortar, actually the clay, after cleaning it and putting some water in it, it actually is very, very close to regular mortar. It's a little moist right now. I just got to add a little bit more dry clay to it, and then also at some point I need to start the first fire in my fireplace here, get some ashes produced, wood ashes, and add that to my concrete mix, and that should help it, you know, cure and harden into a legitimate cement. One thing though I do have to keep in mind is when you're making ashes for homemade concrete, try to stick to hardwood, not softwood, so like no pine, absolutely no pine, because it's full of resin and sap anyway, so it's going to add a lot of impurities in the ash. Hardwood, it makes a much better ash for concrete in general. So like, for example, ash trees, those are very, very, very hard wood, and there's plenty of them around here, especially dead ones that are nice and dried out for me. Also, there's a maple forest, so there is a shitload of dried maple around here too. So yeah, I'll keep you updated, but yep, my next task is basically I'm going to be building up the walls and the roof kind of at the same time. I'm just kind of bracing the walls as I'm going up. The reason why I'm doing the roof first is just so that way I can kind of get the whole structure squared, as well as, like, I mean, you can see it now, it's pretty darn rigid right now, but if I basically nail in these last couple supports on the corners, I can kind of adjust it to where I want it, and then nail it down. And then from there, as I'm squeezing in the wall logs here, I'm basically pushing the walls out a little bit, so then it just makes it even tighter. But yeah, it's coming. It's coming. I'll keep you updated on the progress.